God, the most beneficent, the most merciful. Who are the people who accompany you when you find yourself in the wilderness? Who are the people who hold you accountable when you have wronged someone? Who are the people who remind you of your worth and give you the courage to try again? And who are the people who sit with you as we witness the moral injuries of our time? From Somerville and Cambridge to Palestine, Congo, Kashmir, Arakan, Armenia, Sudan, and beyond, for me, it is my students. For me, it is my grandmother. When I was a child, during the holy month of Muharram, my grandmother would lead me by the hand to gatherings that would become a gift for me in moments of moral chaos, teaching me what it means to grieve extreme loss and how to stand with those who long for justice, even if you find yourself standing alone on the sand dunes of a final destination called Karbala. On the 10th of October, 680 CE, in that place called Karbala, there was a family that refused to be ruled by a tyrant. Imam Hussein, grandson of Prophet Muhammad, and his family did not submit to a political power because this person's conduct was unjust and unethical. For this, 72 members of the Prophet Muhammad's family were martyred in battle by an army of thousands. And yet, even in facing these odds, Imam Hussein gave water to his enemies. Moved by this act of humanity, Hur, the commander of the army on the opposing side, sought out Imam Hussein that night. Imam Hussein rose to greet him, saying, "I had been waiting for you to arrive." And Hur, whose name means freedom, switched sides. A full accounting of the Battle of Karbala is this: 72 lives lost, but one soul gained. Who are the people we are giving water to? Who are the people we are withholding water from? Last year, I had the privilege and honor of offering a class called Poetry of the Camps to students in besieged Gaza. We came together to write poetry as fires raged across the north of Gaza, ignited by an onslaught of Israeli airstrikes. In the wilderness of their genocide, working with these students was the only thing that got me out of bed, because it was one small way I could grieve their extreme loss and stand with each of them as we continue to fight for their freedom and justice. One of them, Hind, is a medical student at Al-Azhar University in Gaza. Like us, Hind loves learning. "I was raised to love books," she wrote. "I never thought I would have to feed them to a fire so I could have a meager meal. Genocide has pushed us to do things we never imagined in our darkest nightmares. Israel has bombed every university in Gaza." This week, I witnessed a 6-year-old Palestinian girl named Ward, a flower amongst the flames, run to save herself after Israel bombed every family member she knew at a school serving as a shelter. Earlier this month, as Pakistan faced airstrikes from Israeli-made drones, it was Isra from Gaza who checked in with me about my family's safety. When I thanked her, she said, "Living through hardships and suffering does not mean we can underestimate other people's suffering. I wish you safety." There are no safe zones left in Gaza after 600 days and 77 years of genocide. I centered these students with urgent desperation because time is running out. No meaningful aid has entered Gaza since March 2nd, and this is on our account. I center Palestine today not just because of its scale of atrocity, but because of our complicity in it. 2025, Palestine is waiting for us to arrive. And you must be courageous enough to rise to the call, because Palestine will keep showing up in our living rooms until we are ready to meet its gaze. Here, I must acknowledge that together in the wilderness, we have witnessed the risks that have come with speaking up for this very genocide to be far-reaching. Yet no matter how charged with punishments the scroll, again and again we witness too the enormous hearts, unwavering courage, and profound wisdom of students like Romesa Ozturk, Mahmoud Khalil, Mohsin Mehdawi, and countless others who are in this very audience with us today, such as Elam Tatik Tamalko, our friends and classmate who continues to show up not just for Palestine, but for each of us by extending to us the water we need in our most vulnerable moments. Together, we must refuse to be ruled by the tyrants of our time because our liberations are intertwined. We gather now to take our second census. The three of us stand before you not because it was easy to do this together, trust me, but because it was absolutely vital in a world that has given us chasms so wide, no bridge seems to want to meet us along the path. We chose to do this anyway and carve our own path by not lying to each other on the journey. These moments when we dream together in the wilderness are when we absolutely need each other. An honest reckoning is what can prepare us for those dreams of humanity that will endure. My final poetry session with students in Gaza was on freedom. I asked them, what would the first day of freedom look like? How would it feel on a sensory level? What colors would the day bear? Who would they embrace? What sense would come alive on this day of liberation? What tastes would be fulfilled? I leave us with a response from my student and Palestinian writer, Doha Hassan, her dream of freedom. I had a dream. I went back home, slept on my bed, felt warmth again. I had a dream. I went to college, nagged all day how hectic it was. I had a dream. I wanted to live. I had a dream. I had my favorite meal. I had a dream. My ears forgot the war's sounds, shouting, bombardment, mother's sobs, and losses. I had a dream. My eyes forgot the blood, the loss, the patience, obligatory patience. My nose forgot the smoke smell, the deaths, the corpse, rotten. My hands stopped shivering. My body skipped what I had lived. I had a dream, not panicking, not imagining death everywhere. I had a dream.